When you finally hit the $1 million mark, when you finally replaced your income, success creates new problems that you never dreamed of. I'm going to go into that. The real challenge is keeping your freedom and keeping your income. Most people think the hard part of trading is behind them once they've already learned the system. The job's not over though, because there's problems that no one ever warns you about. I know this because I've lived it more than once. And in this video, I'm going to show you what actually happens after income replacement, what consistent trading income looks like in real life, not in theory, and the mistakes that quietly erode freedom if you don't have protection rules in place. Plus, the hidden social pressure that shows up once trading starts paying your bills. If you're close to replacing your income with options, or you're already close, this is something you need to understand before it catches you by surprise. Okay, so I have accomplished this many times, and I'm flexing here, but I'm not flexing because yes, I've been successful, but boy, have I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I've replaced my income, the strategy worked, the income was real, but the freedom didn't last. Okay, I have made mistakes and I didn't fail at trading. Well, if you've followed me for any length of time, you know I've made a lot of trading mistakes, but I've also made account management mistakes, and I didn't fail at trading, but I failed at protecting freedom. And in this video, we're gonna hit that hard. So let me share a couple stories. These are cringeworthy, funny stories about what actually happened. I want to really make this danger real and relatable from my own personal experiences. So the first thing was, when I first started out, I grew my account to about $30,000 right away. And I was making $200 a week at my job. And so at that point, $30,000 was enough to replace my income. Okay, now that's kind of funny when you think about it, because I was 23 and I had already accomplished the goal. And yet, mistakes, right? Mistakes. So I was too aggressive. I was too young, too aggressive. Not too young. You can be young and smart. I wasn't. But I was too aggressive. And I wanted to scale way too fast. So I took all of the money out. And then I put the money into a business. And that business ended up doing pretty good for a while until I made some personal decisions. I didn't have personal responsibility, I didn't have accountability, and I didn't have the integrity, right? So let's look at our own character here and say that we have integrity. I made personal mistakes that caused the business to crash and burn. So lesson number one, story number one is I had to start over, all right? And I look at it as a capacity thing, a leaky bucket. If you have a bucket with holes in it and you pour all the income in the world, you're not going to become wealthy. Why? Because the money will flow out, right? And so what happens when I had to restart like that? Well, every restart pushes freedom further away and it delays your eventual success. The good news is that when you do a reset, you get wiser. You get wiser. Well, let me give you another reset, okay, since we're in the process. After 2008, the market crashed and I got started again. And I did a really good job and I became successful and I was running my strategy, I was running my business, everything was going great. However, then my other leaky bucket happened. The first one was immaturity and lack of integrity. And the second one was self-sabotage. You know, I let things like, okay, ego get in the way. Hey, look, I'm going to buy and spend too much money. Look at this fancy truck that I have, right? That was ego. Other people around me, hey, let's go and take some time out to dinner, you know? Hey, let's take this vacation. And then when these little things added up, and I'm just pulling them out. And then if you make another mistake on top of that, the next thing you know, wow, I just drained my accounts. I got myself into financial trouble, and it was self-sabotage. It was ego. And here's me, a guy thinking, wait, I don't need to impress anybody. And so, wow, I just then had another blow up, another setback, and I had to start all over again. Now, the funny part about all of this is I could even go into more stories on how I've done this. So I guess the main lesson is don't be like me. But on the good side, I just keep on going. I'm a glutton for punishment. I just keep on going. So I learned that I had to have a system for success, not just a system to build my success, but a system to keep my success. Think of it as like an engine. You know, that engine is running and it's making money, but if you break the rules, the engine stalls, and the market doesn't care about your ego. The market doesn't care about why you need money. You know, I also had a lot of family expenses too, but you got to put some structure on your earnings, right? On your system. And so these are some things that I learned. I learned about leaky bucket. I learned about self-sabotage. I learned about having an ego. And now, let me talk about 4 solutions here on how you can actually fix this. First one is, just because you make it doesn't mean pressure doesn't disappear, because it increases, actually. It moves from the market to life. I remember that I had a big problem when I heard one of my friends comment and they said, oh, we don't make money like Casey has, right? That was a huge red flag to me, because I was like, oh, wait a second. I am flaunting what I have, and that's never my purpose, okay? So that was a red flag for me, and I realized I had to start making some changes. And so if you're going to be successful in keeping your income, you've got to have structure. You've got to have your system, and you have to have planned withdrawals, planned emergencies, and really think about long term, not just how it feels in the moment. Now, the next thing is, what does it look like consistency-wise? The solution number 2. Okay, I'm making this. What's my withdrawal schedule? What's my deposit schedule? Plan out your expenses and really treat it like a business and be thinking about, okay, I want to be free. Let's put this as a little bit of a quote that you can take away. Take your freedom seriously, right? It's not about impressing people. When you go out and you buy that expensive truck, that is a 1,000-year setback. Maybe not 1,000-year, but it could be a 10-year. Be wise with your finances and plan for your freedom. Remember, another thing is that when you break the rules a little bit, just small exceptions, or just this once, or this is just temporary, that has destroyed more people than you can even imagine. Sometimes even like if they're a business owner and they're like, oh, I'm just going to borrow money from the company, and they never get it paid back. And the next thing you know, they're in jail for committing fraud. It wasn't a negative plan. It wasn't, oh, I'm going to do this evil thing. It was like, I'm just going to take this and then I'm going to put it back, right? So tiny little mistakes can set us back more than we can imagine. It's about the slow fade. Once you start going down the slippery slope, it just keeps going and going and going. And I compare it to the snowball effect. We're trying to snowball income replacement on the good side, but if you start breaking your rules, the snowball happens on the other side, and you're going to get crushed. And at the end, you're going to look around and you're going to say, how did my life get like this? How did it happen? Even after you were put all the time in, all the effort in, and you did the training and you were successful, and you still end up failing. That's what really hurts, is when you do all the work and you still end up failing. That hurts so bad. So protect yourself so you don't make those mistakes and you don't make the same ones that I made. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because I want you to replace your income. And so here's the fourth and the last solution I have to really help you, is remember about what you're saying around your social people, around your family, around your friends, because it's important. people hear things differently. If you all of a sudden have money, they're thinking get rich quick. They're thinking you've made it. They're thinking that you can all of a sudden blow all your rules and just go out and have fun and spend money. Your kids are asking for money. Your friends are asking for money. And there's all this pressure. Plus your ego is playing into it like, oh, look at me. And so then all of a sudden, all this pressure that you don't even realize. And so, the social pressure is there. And you have to be aware of it. And that, again, is why it's so important to have these structures in place to protect the machine, to protect the freedom engine. Because the most important thing is that so that you can be free. And it's okay to spend money. It's okay to give money. It's okay to go on vacations. But build the system and plan on it. Don't just go off of emotions, right? Emotions are the thing that can really derail and detract your success. When we look at it all together, I'm on a mission to replace 100,000 people's income with options, and that's exciting. It's going to be great, and I'm looking to see you on the side of success. So follow my lead here. Come up with a plan. When you finally make it, it's going to be great. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the success side. So with that being said, I've got a free roadmap that will show you how to replace your income with options. It includes instructions, a step-by-step strategy, everything you need for replacing your income. I've provided it for you at no cost because I'm serious about you protecting your income with options. Go ahead and click the link in the description or in the pinned comment and check it out. Also, if you like this video, you're going to love my step-by-step strategy video right here above. Click the link, click the video, watch it. You're going to love this video.